What's up, everyone? Today we are going to be going over the Buick GS. I'm waiting to hear back exactly what kind of car this is, whether or not it is a real Buick GS. I sent out a request to GM Heritage, and I want to see if we can't get the build sheet on it. A couple things made me concerned about if it is a real GS, so we're going to find out very shortly. The paperwork is going to be processed this week, so probably about 3 months we'll actually get the title for it. But today is more a what is wrong with it, so we can start getting a game plan on this car. There is quite a bit wrong with it, but it's like a house. The bones are good, so we have a good starting point. As far as the panels go, we have nice straight lines down here. It is a bit windy today, but I'm gonna see if we can't work through it. The mirror's falling off. There's a couple concerns that make me wonder if it is a real GS Stage 1. So I did reach out to GM Heritage to find out. Inside here we do have, wow, like I said, the bones are good. She is very rough though. The floor pan is crusty, very crusty, which, I mean, you really can't expect anything less. There's a lot of crap in here to go through. Before I start really digging in this, I'm gonna get a full suit and respirator, because it is pretty gross in there. The roof is definitely coming apart. We're gonna have to see what we can do with getting a replacement one of those, and it does look very rusted up there. So we are going to peel the vinyl off of it and see just how bad the roof is. Not today, but very shortly. So when we do that, we'll peel it off, we'll give it a good clean, and really kind of get a good idea of what we're working with. It does look pretty solid. There's a few dents here. There's some peel on here, which concerns me. You know, if there's peel, that generally means there's been water underneath it. But I mean, it sounds pretty good. The underside of it is pretty rusted. The car was shut up for God knows how long, and with the tarps over it, that's a good way to cause rust and rot inside of a vehicle. I'm very happy the bumper made it home, because I'll show you why in a second. Someone tried breaking into the trunk at some point, and unfortunately they pretty much ruined the trunk lid. So it's actually going to be less expensive to just get a replacement one than trying to repair this one. They beat the hell out of it. So we're going to see if we can't open this up at some point very shortly. The other side is pretty much more the same, less rust on this side, pretty straight. The body lines are, you know, they're not perfect, but very standard for the time that this was built. Apparently there's no windshield wipe. Oh, no, there they are. Okay. Wow, they're tucked right away there. Let's see. We do have a little bit of a weird line going on right here, and this is pushed down quite a bit, so we're gonna have to tear this. This really is like when you buy a house and it needs a full renovation. That's like a full gut job. The chrome is pretty straight though, so it's starting to bubble up here and there. Other than that, it's pretty good. I did get the hood open, and it took quite a bit. What I ended up having to do is I poured PB Blaster right where the hinges are, so that we could open it up. And we'll open the hood up in just a moment. We'll save the best for last. So what else? Oh, I found a full set of the cylinders for the new keys and everything. They were like, I think they're going to end up costing me 20 to 25 bucks. And I do want to bring them down to a local locksmith and have them all keyed to the original key, and also get original key made for it. As far as, unfortunately, you know, things get lost over time, and we did have to pull the original tumbler or key set out, so hopefully we didn't do really any damage to the tilt steering column, and we'll be able to just replace that. We do have some mirrors in there. There are a lot of parts and pieces pretty much everywhere. It looks like at some point someone is trying to repair the floor with fiberglass, which is strange to me, but you know, it's a method that I've never seen. All right, so there is a couple big issues down below. One, if you can't tell, we do have an issue, which is not a real big issue to me, but my goal is to switch out all the drums on this with good old-fashioned, well, not old-fashioned at all, but I want to put rotors, or calipers, rotors, and disc brakes. I want to put disc brakes on here. I want to end up putting a lot of power out of this, and I don't want to be relying solely on drums to save my life. But yeah, there's no wheel bearing in this at all. So if I was to jack this up, all she'll do is just flop. That was the real big issue why we couldn't get it out of the side lot there without using a flatbed trailer with a winch to get it out. As far as underneath here goes, that is a nasty looking spider. Pretty solid. I mean, truly, it's really not that bad at all. I would expect a lot worse. So we have good wheel wells. I don't know if they're good wheel wells all the way around. Looks like we have a little bit of crust right there. Other than that, you can see better than I can. They look good. They look very good. Now, if we hop down here, the rear bumper looks great except for the fact that it's sagging, and I'll show you why it's sagging. The let's see, is my, that's, there you go. That's your frame, and it's pretty consistent. Both sides are pretty much shot. Fuel tank's pretty much shot. Yeah, I would say we're probably out of fuel tank in here. I don't know the state of the differential yet. The exhaust from the muffler up there forward is really good. In fact, this car is not at all low to the ground. Take my phone out of my pocket. The frame up here actually seems to be really not bad at all. It's still pretty solid up here. But yeah, we have equal length. We have equal length headers. I was not expecting that. They're not huge, but I mean, look at that. I would say that the emergency brake's no good. There's a lot of transmission fluid there. So the floor pans as a whole aren't really that bad. It's just where it kind of meets past the frame here. Now, I would still say, because I do want to put a lot of power in this thing, we might be looking at a full frame, which I don't know how much that's going to cost, but it's probably going to hurt. The bumper looks good. Well, once again, the chrome needs to be, dealt with. I really like the patina of the hood, but I believe I'm going to end up painting the whole car, and I don't know, I don't have really expensive fancy programs to be able to mock something up for you guys, but I'll work on a quick little design. Maybe I'll use a computer program that you can get on your Xbox or something. I don't know, because I really want to kind of give us a solid image of what we're going to be working with. But what we're here for is, how does the engine look? And that is the question. All right, guys, wait until you get your eyes on this. You're gonna be like, ooh. So there's our engine. There goes the spider. unfortunately, because I do work from pretty much 7 till I don't get home until 5 o'clock ish, so we don't have as much light. So we are going to start having a lot of snow here and not a lot of light. So I do need to figure out something about a garage. That garage is not, it's a good parking garage, it's not a good working garage. So I'm thinking a garage there or a garage there, but it's going to have to happen fairly shortly. I have to verify, this kind of to me looks like a 350, not a 454 or a 455, which really concerns me, because I mean, from this angle it looks like it's a real stage 1, but from this angle, see, I don't know much about the 455s. My vote is this is actually a 350. What do you guys think? Now, something I did notice, which I was very grateful for, somebody either, actually I should say, it's either concerning or it is a blessing. Someone decided to fill the engine up fairly full with oil. Now, I don't know if they did that with each one of the spark plug holes and filling each one of the cylinders up, but to me that means either someone knew that this was going to be stored, or someone tried getting this to crank over and it wasn't. So I haven't tried cranking it over yet. I really want to put some like mystery oil down in the cylinders, and I don't know. I'm concerned now because I'm either hopefully optimistic that this engine is perfectly fine. Let's look how much oil they have in here. And it's not, I mean, it's not milky. The light makes it a lot shinier than it actually is, or a lot lighter than it actually is, because I know during the regular light it is pretty black. I don't see any particulates in it, so I do have faith that this engine should be able to turn over. And then I know I popped this open, a few oil filler cap here, trying not to get all the shit to fall in there. And other than it looks like, oh, it's an older engine, 100,000 miles on it, I don't see any indication that there's been water in it. And what I have not done yet, because I've been waiting to record it, is I haven't taken and seen how big of a mess this is. That's going to be an interesting open. I am glad that this has factory AC, because although in my younger age I would have been like, you don't need AC, I'm now like, you know, like I said before with the Supra, sweaty back days are over. And this doesn't have a top that opens up like the Supra. So I did pour some PB Blaster on here. So let's see if, I'm gonna have to go get something to open that up. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm going to try getting this open. Now, get me off the tripod for a second. I am going to say this. I don't know anything about the interior, inside of this engine. My goal is to, later this week, fill up all of these cylinders with some mystery oil, which will take all the stuff off that's in the way. We'll take all the belts off. And if we hit 1,000 subscribers, what we'll do, so that you guys know that there's no magic, there's no editing, we're going to attempt to start this engine up the first time live. And if we don't get enough in time, for it is what it is, and it won't stop me from doing it. But I would really like you guys to share in the moment when this engine starts up, if it starts up for the first time. I'm very excited just to see if it will even turn on over. So let me put you guys on fast forward while I try opening this up. All right, so I am pretty much running out of light here, so we're going to be cutting this episode short fairly quickly. But we got that open. Oh, I have to say, that is way better than I was expecting. I kind of thought we were going to find some mice or something in here, but no. Heck, that's pretty clean looking. Let's see, can we move this aside? Oh, what's this? Oh, that's a lot heavier than it looks. Let me put you guys back down for a second. All right, so that engine is tiny. There's no way that's a 455. Guys, what do you think? I don't think this is a real stage 1. Which, honestly, I'm kind of relieved about. Not really, I don't know. What do you guys think? Does that look like a 350 to you? Also, look how cruddy this is. Oh yeah, we're not starting this up with this carburetor. That's not happening. But, you know what I do have? Take a walk in here. When I sold the Chrysler 350 or 360 engine, oh, my garage is a mess. I need a bigger garage. How's that? You can see the frame rate of my flashlight. But yeah, we do have a carburetor just chilling in here. So we might be all right. So you guys in the know, I've built 6 Supras over the years, and we're going to be building the 7th very shortly. But for you guys in the know, that looks like a 350 to me. I don't know how to feel about that. So this would probably be a Skylark, not a GS. But I'm still waiting to hear back from GM Heritage. Maybe this was a stage 1 and they broke the engine. They were known for splitting in half. So maybe this is the only thing they could stick in here. But, you know, if that is the case, what about an engine swap in a modern engine? If it's only a 350, I won't... How does a 6.0 Vortec or an 8.1 sound to you guys? I mean, we're definitely going to try starting this up, just to see if it will. We'll have the other carburetor we can put on here. I know someone that's very good with GM engines. And maybe we can't get him over here and see if we can't sort this out. Just does not seem big enough to be a 455. But we do have a lot of room to fit a bigger engine in here. So that must be like the, see, we have an air conditioner compressor there. Is that the blower unit for the air conditioning then? It's gotta be. I've never seen a, like the muscle cars all around here, whenever you see them at the car shows, they don't have air conditioning. So, oh, and you can see that everything's pretty crusty in here. But the setup that I was looking at that will replace all the disc brakes, I want to see if how big the disc brakes are first. But it actually comes with everything, including the booster, the cylinder, everything. It comes with all of it to be replaced. So I have a feeling we're going to be able to turn this into quite the machine. And we won't be impeded by parts matching. But let me know. I think there's supposed to be a number somewhere back there, but I'll have to see if I can't find it. I'm not worried about anything falling into that carburetor. That thing is closed shut and rusted shut. So on that bombshell, whoops, almost lost you. Guys, have a great night. The next episode, we are going to, well, we're going to have to dig into it. The front of the car's frame is pretty good, so it's just the bumper is ready to fall right off. But ultimately, I do need to get this thing to be able to move under its own power so that it's not just stuck right in the middle of my driveway. And then if we get a garage sometime soon, we'll get this in there and we'll start tearing into it. I've seen, like, B is for Build. I absolutely love his channel and what he did with the 240Z. I would love to do something like that with this. I would like to keep it with a GM engine. I try to keep, you know, Chevy, GM, Toyota. So I wouldn't put like a BMW engine in here. But what do you guys feel? If this doesn't run, I'm going to put a poll in here, right this spot here. If this engine doesn't run, or if it does, okay, so here's the poll. If the engine runs, if it doesn't run, should we swap it? Should we swap it with an 8.1 liter or 6.0? Or if we can get an LS7. Guys, on that, I know, you know, unfortunately, it is what it is. And it's still a gorgeous car. And if it's not a real GS or a stage 1, just to me, that means it's a blank canvas. Have a wonderful good night, guys.